The Simone Biles saga continues today after pulling out of the individual all-around event. This comes obviously after earlier in the week when she pulled out of the team all-around event. Simone shed more light on the reason for removing herself from the Tokyo Olympics, and it's not just the mental health issue dealing with the stress and pressure. She's also experiencing a phenomenon called the Twisties, where gymnasts experience a feeling of vertigo where they lose a sense of where they are in the air and they often have an impulse to twist while doing a flip. AKA, if she goes out there with her brain like this, she's gonna break her fucking neck, so cut the girl some goddamn slack. I told myself I was done talking about Simone Biles. I said everything I needed to say, and I was done fighting dumbasses on the internet who are sitting their fat asses on the couch at home who could barely bend over to tie their shoes, and they're gonna tell one of the greatest Olympians of all time how she should and should not compete in a gymnastics event. But then Simone reveals that she's got a case of the Twisties, which is something that everyone immediately in the gymnastics world can sympathize with. This is actually the first time I've been mad at Simone Biles and Team USA. This is what they should have led with. This is basically an injury. It's still associated with the mental health and it's going on between the years, but it's something that many gymnasts over the years have suffered from. And when you are suffering from it, A, you're not gonna win, and B, you're not gonna be safe. So knowing what we know now, you can take all your arguments about her being a detriment to Team USA and throw them out the fucking window. Part of the reason why we even won silver is because Simone recognized what was going on in her brain and knew to take herself out of the equation. And also you can take all your comparisons to other sports and other athletes, shove them right up your ass too. Because when Michael Jordan goes out there and plays with the flu, he's not risking breaking his fucking neck like Simone would be going out there with the Twisties. So if you're keeping score at home, Simone Biles has proved the haters wrong every step of the way. You said that she wasn't a good teammate, and it turns out the only reason she put herself through the Olympic process is to be here to stand up for herself and all of her teammates who were sexually abused. She's the greatest goddamn teammate in the world. You said that she wasn't a big-time competitor, and now we find out that she still went out there and attempted her routine, doing moves that no one else on the planet can do, while her brain was like fucking Lucille Tooze from Arrested Development. And then you got these guys who say that she doesn't have mental fortitude because she walked away. Do you know how fucking hard it is to walk away? Do you know a pair of balls that it takes to know that you got the whole country on your back, you got the hopes and dreams of everybody in the palm of your hands, everybody's bank accounts and the reputations are riding on it, and you got to step up and say, this is too dangerous for me physically, mentally, and emotionally, and I can't do it? And I can't believe there's any regular guy sitting at home who doesn't respect this move. We all know from experience, if there's one thing guys can relate to, it's knowing that you got to have the mental fortitude to pull out at the right time. When the pressure's on and you want to just keep going and you want to finish and you got to pull out, you got to know that's the best thing to do for you and your future. You get what I'm saying? Every guy can relate to that, just like any guy can relate to finding the perfect shirt that's stylish but also comfortable. That's what they got over at Express. It's not just dress shirts and polos. They got the t-shirts and the Henleys, all comfortable cotton while still being fashionable. Head over to express.com. They got summer sales going on all season. At the end of the day, I wish all these idiots would get in a room with Simone Biles and say this shit to her face. And when she turns to them and says, yeah, it turns out that I was suffering from a mental affliction that really would have put me at risk out there, and this is a sport that I've given my entire childhood to, and despite the fact that it also brought me a lot of attention and probably a lot of money, it also led to me being sexually abused and mentally tortured. And so I feel like I don't owe this sport, these coaches, these fans, or anything any further, and I don't want to risk my future going forward because it already basically ruined my past. And so yeah, I know it's not great timing, but I just couldn't do it anymore because it's too much of a risk for me mentally, emotionally, and physically, and I've already given you guys like 35 gold medals, so can you just get off my fucking back? I would love to hear what you assholes have to say next.